Hey Gemini, thanks for checking out your weekly forecast for February 28th to March 6th. This is for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect and see what is coming up. Now, you might stumble upon the video after the time frame I mentioned, and that's just fine. You're going to find it whenever you are meant to find it, whenever it was time for you to hear the messages. Keep in mind, these are general readings. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, but take what does and leave what doesn't. So we're going to see what messages are coming up here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. One more shuffle, and we'll get right on into it. I lied, one more. That didn't feel right. That feels right. I don't have a set number of times that I shuffle. I just shuffle till it feels right. So now it feels right. The first card coming up here for Gemini is the Six of Cups. Now, don't get angry at me. I know you're in the comments. You want to yell at me and tell me how much you hate all us tarot readers. I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance. And so our Six of Cups gets typecast as a reconciliation or somebody returning from the past. And that can be the case for some of you. Maybe some of you are working on a reconciliation. Maybe some of you are in touch with somebody from the past or have somebody from the past popping up. But this is not a love reading. I'm sorry to burst your bubble if you were hoping for a love reading. This is not a love reading. Love readings I do separate on my channel, and they're linked in the description of this video if you want to see the love readings for March. But in my weekly forecast, I want it to be about you. Less about other people, less about relationships. I want to focus on you. So when we look at the Six of Cups outside of love and romance, Six of Cups is going to be about a return to innocence. Six of Cups is going to be about memories of the past. Six of Cups is going to be about connecting with the inner child. Six of Cups can sometimes come up because Spirit is letting us know we're focusing on the past too much, which can lead to depression. I don't know if you've heard this before, but they say that depression is rooted in being in the past mentally, being stuck in the past mentally, and that anxiety is rooted in mentally being stuck in the future. So when you have anxiety, your brain is in the future and you're freaking out about the future. When you have depression, your mind is replaying the past and you're having regrets about the past. So Six of Cups wants to remind us that you have always done the best you could possibly do with the choices that were available to you and with the tools that you had at the time. So some of you Gemini might be coming into this week with regrets, and you might be kicking yourself, and you might be saying, oh, I had it so good, why did I mess it up? Meanwhile, your guardian angels are like, hello Gemini, it wasn't that great. You're remembering the situation far better than it actually was. And if it really was that wonderful, you wouldn't have made certain choices or decisions. You wouldn't have left that situation. It wasn't as great as you're remembering it. Sometimes we have a habit of remembering things better than they actually were. And so the Six of Cups can be coming up to say, have some compassion for yourself. Stop beating yourself up. Everything happened as it was meant to happen and the way that it needed to happen. And in this moment, you are exactly where you are meant to be. You might not be fully satisfied with where you are in this exact moment, but that can be changed. And you can move forward and you can progress. But in the meantime, nothing has been lost. In the meantime, nothing has been screwed up. Six of Cups also can be, as I said, a return to innocence. So maybe some of you are beating yourself up about the past. Maybe some of you had to do some questionable things in order to survive up until now. And you have some regrets about that. And you're feeling gross about it, or you're feeling slimy about it. Again, you did the best you could possibly do with the tools that were available to you at the time. And that's all that anybody can do. All we can do is our best. right? Nobody can judge you. Nobody knows what it was like to be in your shoes. Nobody knows, what they would have done if they were in that situation. People, it's so easy for somebody to sit there and judge, but unless they've been in that situation, they don't know what they would do. They don't know how they would handle it. So the Six of Cups can be the need for forgiving yourself, having compassion towards yourself, anything that you feel uncomfortable about, releasing that, cleaning the slate, starting over, a return to innocence, a pureness, a playfulness, childlike joy. So I feel the energy of a fresh start, starting over. Maybe some of you are needing to start over with friends that you have been making. Maybe you feel like you were not honest about who you are or why certain things happened in your life. Six of Cups can have a non-judgmental energy to it, a sense of pureness, pure love, pure connection, pure compassion. And so this is an opportunity that some of you have to have a clean slate and to say, look, there's some things I'd like to tell you. There's some things I'd like to explain. And you may see that somebody is giving you a fresh start or a clean slate. I just feel a sense of having a new lease on life. And this is being a whole new beginning for Gemini. The next card that's coming up here for you guys is the Judgment card. And this is a Major Arcana card. Major Arcana cards are very big energies. And they tend to come up when we're entering a new chapter in our life. We're entering a new chapter. We're entering a new phase. It's a significant turning point. So even though I'm setting the intention to read for a 7-day period of time, Major Arcana card energy is going to be around a lot longer than 7 days. It's a new chapter in your life. And the Judgment card can be about big decisions and big choices. But the Judgment card can also be about answering a calling, turning things around, feeling called to do what you feel is the right thing to do. So I have to say, Gemini, Six of Cups followed by the Judgment card makes me feel like some of you are having a very massive awakening. Some of you may even be watching this and you're not even into spirituality. You're not even into tarot. You don't even know if you believe if there's a God or not. But somehow you found yourself here because something in your soul is pulling you. Something in your soul is calling you for change and to be a better person. But here's the funny thing about being a better person. Nobody's ever really being a better person. You're just becoming more of who you already were, right? You're just dusting it off and you're letting this person come forward. But you were always that person. It was always inside of you. You're just letting this light out. So some of you may be feeling like you want to do something more meaningful with your life or something more purposeful. Or you're feeling called to take your gifts and your abilities and to put them to use in some way that's bringing about positivity or healing to other people. Whether these are gifts or talents or special skills. I feel a sense of putting yourself out there. Having something to say. Making an impact. Leaving a positive impact. This is the energy I feel like Gemini is in. The next card coming up here for you guys is the Three of Swords. Not surprising. We have the past. We have a feeling like we're wanting to answer a calling, a fresh start. So Three of Swords is natural in this situation. Three of Swords, you might be remembering your heartaches, your disappointments, the way that people let you down, the way that people weren't there for you. things that you wish you would have handled differently. Those disappointments and those upsets here with the Three of Swords is very common. As we're going through this awakening, as we're going through wanting more out of life, we think about the things we feel we've lost. We think about the past. So in this way, I don't feel like the Three of Swords is because of something that's happening this week. I don't feel like somebody is wounding you emotionally this week. I feel it's the wounds of the past, the things that have already happened, that are coming to the surface. But know and understand this, though you may be emotional and though you may have these wounds coming to the surface, it's not to torment you. It's not to torture you. It's coming to the surface because you're finally ready to let it out. You're finally ready to process it and let it go. So write out those waves of emotion. You'll be tempted to push them down, but if you do that, you're going to create delays and blocks in your life. If you can write out the waves and feel those feelings and let them leave your body, you're creating space to receive joy. This might be an emotional week for you, Gemini. This might be a sentimental week for you. But it's a part of your clearing, your release, and your healing. And you're opening up to receive. Now, I have said this in other YouTube videos because I know a lot of people get scared when they see the Three of Swords. Because they think, oh, I'm going to be sad. Oh, I'm going to cry. But one thing I've noticed about the Three of Swords energy, I've said this before, it always reminds me of when I used to teach preschool. And the little babies would be outside running around on the playground. And one of them would fall down and get hurt. And they would scream and cry like it was the end of the world. Like it was just absolutely, positively the most horrific injury ever. And yeah, they're crying because they got scared. They're crying because they feel embarrassed that they fell in front of everybody. They're crying because physically it hurt. Right? It upset their day. They were having a lovely day and it upset a lot of things. It threw a wrench in the works. And it physically hurt. And they'd be crying and crying like so loud. But you give them a hug. You give them a Band-Aid or an ice pack. And like 2 minutes later, not even 2 minutes, it's like it didn't even happen. They're better. They're running off. They're a dinosaur again. Not Power Ranger, Paw Patrol, like whatever the kids are playing these days, right? It's like it didn't even happen. It didn't even happen. Like they bounce back so quickly. And I see that with the Three of Swords. It might be intense. The emotions might be intense, but the release doesn't last very long. This isn't going to be a depression to follow you around for weeks and months. This is actually the clearing. This is actually the release. Like I can get it out of my system. It's been bubbling up beneath the surface in your soul, causing aches and infections. And now you're squeezing out that infection. You're getting all of the impurities out. You're clearing the path. So it's not hiding, lingering, causing pain. It's a massive release. So you don't have to fear it. You don't have to fear the Three of Swords energy. Another thing too, is I see Three of Swords come up just before a big blessing is headed your way. And Spirit will have the Three of Swords occur so that you're able to see who the snakes in the grass are. Like, these are the people that don't get to go with you on the better part of your journey. These are the people who don't get to be blessed by the benefit or the blessing that's coming your way. Otherwise, you would have been very generous towards these people. And Spirit is showing you, they're not faithful. They're not loyal. These people don't have your back. So when this blessing comes in, don't keep a share for them. They don't deserve it. I've seen that happen time and time again too, where just before the blessing, Spirit shows us the true colors of certain people in our life who have us deceived. Because Spirit is saying, oh no, they're not going to benefit from this blessing. We're not going to let that happen because we don't like the way they've been treating Gemini. We don't like the things that they've been doing behind Gemini's back. And so that will be revealed to you. The next card coming up here, for Gemini, is the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles could be a windfall of money, really good financial news. It could be really steady or secure work that you're finding yourself in. Ten of Pentacles is also a card of manifesting. So pulling our ideas, our dreams from the element of air into the physical realm, seeing them take shape in physical form and coming into our physical everyday reality. Ten of Pentacles is financial stability and security. Some of you maybe have had a really difficult cycle where money has been very much feast or famine for you. When money's been good, it's been really good. And when money's been bad, it's been scary bad. And maybe you grew up that way. Maybe money was that way for your family growing up. Either you had the best of everything and you were living a great life, having a great old time, or you weren't sure if you were going to have food for that day. You weren't sure if you were going to have a roof over your head. And it was just always these two extremes. Or maybe your family has generation after generation of people that acquired wealth and great financial security, and then bam, they lost it overnight. Ten of Pentacles is breaking out of that kind of dynamic and having consistent financial security, consistent financial stability. This isn't just going to be a lucky, 15 minutes of fame or something. This is consistent, stable success. This is long-term security. This is generational wealth, being able to leave behind a legacy for future generations. Maybe some of you have kids and you're like, man, I'm going to have nothing to leave my kids when I pass away. And this Ten of Pentacles is saying, hold on now. Hold on now. Don't speak too soon. You will. You will have something to leave behind. Ten of Pentacles is a warm and happy home. Generations coming together, celebrating holidays, celebrating traditions. So I feel a lot of you are also creating a sense of home here with this Ten of Pentacles. Having things to enjoy and people to enjoy them with. You may want to check out your moon, sun, and your rising sign videos. Some weeks, your moon sign or rising sign might resonate more than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you click on the link in the description of this video, it will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite. You can schedule a private reading with me there. And you will also see in the description of the video the link that'll take you to the love readings for March, those of you who want to watch the love and romance readings. I've also been doing a card of the day by popular demand, so be sure to check out those daily messages as well. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. And I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, Gemini. Hopefully I'll see you all in the comments of the daily messages as well. Take care and be well, my dears.